Hello, everyone. This is Evelyn Churan, and this is Churan's Tiny Homestead. So, I just wanted to talk about daily things that you have to keep up on a homestead, depending on who you are and how you build. Well, first of all, one of my additions on my homestead is this. Welcome to Churan's Tiny Homestead. This is a sign that I will be putting up at the front of my property. So, I got signs on the house, stuff like that. True North, strong and free, and Churan's Tiny Homestead, because, well, that's my name. So, anyways, I'm proceeding with little things on the build here and there. I just put in a new deck. We're putting up railings next week. I'm putting heater coils on the roof. Building a privacy fence in behind my sauna, because I put a sauna in this year. That's where I take showers and wash up and take a steam bath instead of putting in a well. A well with plumbing, field bed, holding tank or water tank, whatever you want to call it. I'm looking at another $50,000 cash. I don't have that kind of money, and the banks won't help us. And the way the economy is, yeah, I got to pay cash for everything. I don't own credit cards. So the whole goal of being homesteading is to be debt free and not pay out to all kinds of big corporations. If I had a choice, I wouldn't even pay for internet. But we have to pay for it right now in our country, anyways. So some of my things that I have to do every day is camping toilet. That has to be dumped out every day because I have no plumbing. Every day I have to boil water to wash dirty dishes if I have dishes. Uh, what else? I have to fill my water every day to boil my water to make it potable water. I have 3 totes out back of the camp with a hose running through the wall to bring water into the house with a pump. I do not have plumbing. I do not have a flushing toilet. That does not exist here. I ran hydro. Hydro cost me $21,000 cash to run it and to hook it up. I had to get electricians, all kinds of stuff, lay pipe, get heavy equipment operator to dig from kitty corner of my property right to the farthest corner of the other side of the property. It was quite expensive, and it was just under 350 feet that we had to dig. So that's pretty far, gas line to or hydro line to put underground, and it's a lot of work and a lot of money. So I went that way because it was cheaper than solar. But they take care of it. But we lose hydro back here all the time. For me to go with solar panels would not be good for me. I'm 61 years old. I really don't understand electrical that well. So I have to hire electricians to come in. And that ends up costing a lot of money. With the batteries and cleaning off solar panels would have took up half of my property. And people don't want to insure houses with solar panels on them because of risk of fire, even if they're on the lawns. They don't want to insure you. It's hard to find someone to insure you. And the banks don't want to touch them. So there's some kind of catch-22 there with the government. However, apparently I can claim some of the upgrades and get some money back from the government. So I'm looking into all of that stuff right now. But when I ran the hydro, it brought my property taxes from $1,000 a year to $1,700 a year, because this was an empty barn when I bought it. Now it's a 1-bedroom bungalow, is what they call it. The city does, or whatever, whoever does the taxes. So now my taxes are up to $1,700. So I think if I add a well, my taxes will go up to $4,000 a year. Like where you're trying to save money, they're going to charge you money somewhere else. So it's not that easy. There's a lot of things you have to do, like growing your own vegetables. You have to bring in your own soil if the soil isn't really good soil, or if you don't have machinery to build. I don't have heavy equipment operator courses. I don't know how to operate heavy equipment. I don't own any heavy equipment at all. And to rent it, I need a credit card. I don't have credit cards. Um, so they won't, like, to pay cash for the day to rent their machine, they won't give it to you. So I'm kind of stumped that way. I never thought about that stuff, but I don't want credit cards. I'd rather pay cash. So it's cheaper for me to hire people to come in with their equipment, spend a day here, get the job done, leave. And I pay the $120 an hour, and I don't have to rent it. I don't have to travel with it. I don't have to drag it back and forth, whatever. I don't have to pay the fuel, nothing like that. I'd rather just hire someone, come and do the job and leave. Um, Mind you, I finally found proper contractors that show up sober, do the job, work fast, work hard, and get the jobs right. The ceiling is all being torn down and it has to be redone because it was done wrong. So it's costing me, it would cost me double the amount of money if I was to go back with wood on this ceiling, but I'm not going to do that. I'm getting roofing. The You can use it inside or out. Aluminum, and we're going to roll it around, and I'm going to go with a gray color because the rest of the house is painted gray and has checkerboard aluminum that's silver. So I'm just going to put a gray ceiling with metal, screw it in, and my ceiling's done, and I'm done with that. It'll cost me probably $1,000 with labor to do it, with the parts and labor and screws and everything. And where with the wood, the guys are charging me. I've already lost $5,000 on that ceiling, so I'm not doing it anymore, and I'm not hiring anybody anymore. I found other people to help me that actually know what they're doing, and that's who's doing it. And we're going to do that next year. Next year, I'm also putting a water catchment system in for taking showers and watering plants. I still have to bring in potable water, but I'm okay with that. Unless I put water purifier and all that stuff, and I don't want to spend all that money. So a water catchment system is going to cost me about another $1,000 to go all the way around the whole cabin, and with the labor cost, parts, screws, whatever, $1,000 tops that's going to cost me. So those two jobs will be done next year. And this year, I've got half of my roof is done with electrical coil. Heater coils. The other half is getting done next week. I got railings going up for my small deck that I put in front of my landing here. Then I'm going to finish. I've got a shed in the back to finish that's attached, like an addition that's attached to the house. I have to go, that's got to be insulated first. And then once it's insulated, I'll put walls up, but I'm going to put metal walls. I'm not going to do the wood because it's easier to clean. And I'm going to do all metal in that one, as well as my water shed next year. And all of the fridges and freezers are going to go out back. So I'm going to put it in a different storage place. And as well as in the front, I'm going to dig a basement. Not a basement. It's going to be a walk-in cold storage with a deck over top of it rather than a roof or an addition to the house. I'm not going to spend thousands and thousands of dollars more on this property because I've got maybe 5-10 years to live. I may not be alive tomorrow. I don't know. So I'm trying to get all of that done that I can over the next year or two. Camper is back here, and so every day I've got chores, and they're heavy chores. I have to bring wood into the house to light the fire, to heat the house. I have to disperse of water. I have to dump water in the gray water tank that is to that side of the house. It's not attached to the house. Like I said, there's no plumbing. I have to dump a porta potty. When I take showers, I have to go outside of the building to go and take a shower in the sauna. The sauna is not attached to the house. So that's another thing, right? Like that's a wood burning sauna. So I have to heat up my water inside or have the sauna running all day and it'll heat up the water for me. But otherwise, I have to heat up the water inside, which I have to bring inside today because we're starting to get freezing temperatures at night. When one tote is empty, I have to do a water transfer to transfer water to the other tote so it won't freeze in the winter, which I'm probably going to be putting an order for water in by the end of November. I'll get 3 more totes of water filled. I still have quite a bit of water, so I've still got 1.5 totes and 3 barrels of fresh water. But I want to keep those full all the time because of the simple fact, if something ever happens where everything goes down and I can't get fresh water, I have fresh water. I'd like to keep it stored indefinitely. I got to figure out how to heat that up so that it doesn't freeze. I'm looking into all of that stuff. I may not have it ready for this winter, but I think for next winter, with water catchment system, there's the great big round black cisterns that collect your water, and they don't freeze in the winter. Apparently they've got some kind of a connection or something. I'm not sure. I got to look more into it. There's a lot of research to do with the off-grid living. um yeah, so I'm just making it work. And my fruit trees that I planted this year have lasted the whole summer. They did not die. They had green leaves all summer. One of them produced 2 fruit, which is a dwarf pear tree. No cherries yet. That'll wait another year. I got gooseberries this year, but they went rotten before they ripened. So I got 1 gooseberry and 1 red currant. The red currant did not blossom and did not give berries. I'm going to go out and prune those today. That's another job. You got to prune all your fruit trees and your shrubs. I got about a pound of blueberries this year from my high bush blueberry plants, which will produce blueberries next year. And I've checked all the buds on my cherry trees, and it's got like a whole bunch of new shoots coming for next year. So I'm really happy with those purchases. I've got brand new raspberry trees coming up. They survived the season, and now they're just starting to lose leaves, and we're November 1st. So, I mean, yeah, it's that part's working out good, but it's cost me a lot of money to get there. And I'm not as rich as people think I am. It's paycheck to paycheck like anybody else. So, yeah, it's a lot of work. You have to keep track of garbage and things like that because of wildlife. You have to set up cameras everywhere because people hunt on your property. I think not even a week ago, I had to go at the end of my driveway and tell a guy hunting from his truck, stop hunting into my property. I get a lot of partridge here, but this is private property and you're not allowed to hunt. So the guy turns around and starts shooting on the other neighbor's property across the street from me, which is also private property and owned. And I told the guy, I said, there's a trap line out there if you're going to get yourself hurt going on that property. And so, anyways, the guy stopped hunting and finally left. But I get a lot of hunters on the road that hunt from their vehicles. Now, I don't have a hunting license. I don't hunt. I don't care to hunt. I don't have to. And I can't afford it. I can't afford to go get a gun license and buy guns and have lockups and all that stuff. It's not my lifestyle. I don't need a gun. I've never had any issues where I would need it. I do get bears, but they just come through, they sniff around and they leave. They don't stay. I had 1 bear cub under my truck for about 2 hours. I get lynx, but they're more afraid of you than you are of them. And that's about it. And I seem to be fine that way. So that's about all that I've got to report right now. I bought a new tablet in hopes to try and share videos that I can videotape the property properly and share it with you. But it's harder to set up all of this stuff than people think it is. So I'm not doing any editing or anything. That what you see is what you get. And that's all there is to it. This is just a tiny, tiny cabin. It's not a 5-star hotel. It's my 5-star hotel. Um, I'm not living like most people would live. I do without a lot. I don't have a TV. I don't have video games here. I don't have board games. I don't have flushing toilet. I don't have running water. Um, I have to hire groundskeepers to come in and help me take care of the property. Things like that. Like I don't, I mean, first of all, the lawn is too big to cut with a push lawnmower. You need a riding lawnmower, but I don't have storage for a riding lawnmower, so I'm not going to buy one until I have like a proper shelter or a garage to lock it up in. I'm not buying one. It's not worth it because it'll just get stolen here. Apparently, there's quite a bit of break-ins going on in our neighborhood lately, and so we have to padlock everything and chain it down. So I'm not going to purchase stuff like that. Less equipment I have here, the better. Uh, I have to really babysit my stuff, and until I can start fence off the property and padlock the gate in the front, for now I have to work with what I have. But I don't do the bling bling thing. I do my own canning. I make my own candles. I make my own oils. I make what else? My own Gatorade. I don't buy pop. I don't buy like I don't buy all that stuff, right? It's all natural. I make all of my tea. I forage to save on cost. Um yeah, so I have lots of supplies to work on the build. I got a couple of doors to put up during the winter. I have to take all the wood down now, pull out all the nails and everything, see what I can save to finish the walls because the walls are half done, ceiling is half done, and now they don't make the wood anymore. So the ceiling is falling down. So it can't stay up the way it is. It's going to have to come down. So I'm going to take it down myself. I've taken pictures of everything, videotaped it. The person put wainscoting on the ceiling, which belongs on walls. It's the wrong wood for ceilings and screwed up the whole contract that way. Um, the person was good at some things, but not others. But I'm not going to use names because it's nobody's business. Problem with these people when you're hiring them is they don't have registered businesses. They're not registered with the Better Business Bureau Act. I looked into it. And to take people to court, I just don't have that kind of money. I just want to move on, finish the build, be left alone. I do not invite people here. The only people allowed to come here is my family, and I leave it at that. If people don't like it, too bad. I didn't buy the property for everybody else, and I didn't buy it to clean up after everybody else. Let's face it. I've done that. I cooked and cleaned for people my whole life. And let's face it, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm done. Um, it may sound rude, but I'm not a free for all. Anyways, you guys all have a nice day. Churan's Tiny Homestead. Bye.